We always see the headlines about billionaires, right? But have you ever really stopped to think about what their lives are actually like? Well, today, we're going on a global tour, a deep dive into 8 very different countries, to see what the world of the super rich truly looks like. Let's jump in.
So, when you hear the word billionaire, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Private jets, maybe? Sprawling mansions? Yeah, that's part of it, but is that the whole story? What does that kind of money really mean day to day when you look at it through the lens of different cultures?
Because here's the thing, there's no single billionaire blueprint. It's not one story. We're about to explore 8 totally distinct ways of life. How you make your money, how you spend it, how you live. It's all deeply connected to a country's unique history, its economy, and its culture.
All right, first up, we're heading into the world of new money, the empires built on tech and finance. And for this, we're looking at 2 global powerhouses, the United States and the city-state of Singapore.
And right away, you see this fascinating contrast. I mean, both are absolute hubs for modern fortunes, but they have completely different flavors. In the US, it's often about creating these huge disruptive software companies or massive entertainment brands that literally shape global culture. But in Singapore, the approach is much more focused. It's all about using its strategic position as a gateway to Asia for finance and world trade. The American billionaire lifestyle is often defined by just massive scale and a very public profile. We're talking multiple estates, not just one. Buying a major sports team isn't just an investment, it's a statement. And maybe most uniquely, this idea of huge, very public charity projects, this drive to have a visible impact, to change the world in a way everyone can see, is a real hallmark. And it's all centered in places like New York. Now, contrast that with Singapore. The billionaires' world here is way more compact, connected, and kind of discreet. So instead of sprawling land, picture these incredible high-rise penthouses with insane city views. Here, power moves through exclusive business networks and private clubs. The goal isn't public spectacle, it's about making smart, quiet, strategic moves in global markets. And that's what makes Singapore such a magnet for entrepreneurs from all over the world. Okay, let's shift gears. Now we're talking about the titans of industry and resources. In places like China, Russia, and India, a lot of the wealth is built on something you can actually touch: the raw materials, the manufacturing power, and the industries that have fueled their country's incredible economic growth. This table really breaks it down for us. You can see the totally different paths these industrial giants took. In China, it was this unbelievable e-commerce and manufacturing boom that created a new wave of billionaires, who often prefer to keep things very private. In Russia, you had these massive fortunes made when natural resources were privatized after the Soviet Union fell. And then there's India, where we see the absolute dominance of these huge, multi-generational family businesses that have been the backbone of the economy for decades.
This quote just nails the essence of the Indian billionaire. It's this incredible world where you have some of the biggest, most expensive private homes ever built, existing side by side with a really deep respect for family legacy and tradition. It's this fusion of hypermodern wealth and ancient cultural roots that makes it so unique.
For our final stop, we're exploring the kingdoms of legacy and luxury. So here in the UAE, Saudi Arabia, and the UK, wealth is a really complex mix. It combines long-established sources of money, like oil and finance, with a super modern, luxury-focused lifestyle. So in the UAE and Saudi Arabia, the billionaire world is really shaped by 2 things: royal legacy and national resources. I mean, their fortunes were built on oil. But now they're all about international trade and creating these futuristic cities like Dubai. And that leads to a lifestyle of almost unbelievable luxury. We're talking palaces, private islands, and fleets of supercars, all backed by the immense power of family-run business empires. And finally, we've got the UK, which is a whole different ballgame. Here, you see this fascinating blend of historic, old money fortunes living right alongside the fast-paced world of global finance in London. And the lifestyle reflects that. A posh London townhouse for the week, a massive country estate for the weekend. And a key part of it is investing in cultural assets, like world-class art collections. It's where tradition meets modern money. So, after that whirlwind tour around the world, what's the big takeaway? Let's zoom out and look at what this global wealth map is really telling us. Well, it's pretty clear, right? There is no one-size-fits-all billionaire. Instead, you get these distinct archetypes: the disruptive US tech founder, the powerful Indian family dynast, the Russian resource titan, and the quiet Singaporean global investor. Each one is a product of their own unique national story. When you get right down to it,
A billionaire's lifestyle is basically a mirror. It reflects a nation's history, what drives its economy, and its deepest cultural values. From the obsession with public legacy in America to the importance of family in India, wealth tells you a powerful story about where it comes from.
And that leaves us with one last, really big question. We've seen the billionaires of today, all shaped by the world as it's been for the last half-century. But as the world changes, as new tech emerges and old powers shift, who are the billionaires of tomorrow going to be? And what kind of story will their world tell about ours?